globalization, it's really focused on economic development and the ideal mindset of say, corporations seeking ends, not really focusing on developing a means. You know, and now that's from a utilitarian standpoint. You know, but then I think that's where a lot of conflicts arrive. You know, where that mindset again is people looking towards ends, not specifically means, and that creates a major conflict with everybody.
Very good point. Isn't that also goes into the whole argument about capitalism itself? I mean, we have you mentioned the word utilitarianism. Utilitarianism is the most the purest form of the definition. It's good. It's giving providing the best benefit to the most number of people. That's and for better or worse, that's the whole idea of what utilitarianism is. But the idea of turning people into utilities, objects to be used and to be capitalized, and also to be capitalized in the whole notion of human capital, for example, that itself is another dimension of this whole enterprise called capitalism. And it is indeed capitalism is about making as much as you can, because the system allows that. The system thinks that human beings are to be. Human beings have the desire to acquire things and then to be motivated to do things, because we live in a world in which everything around us are materials. We take things from nature, we transform nature into technology, and we take technology and further transform nature, and until at one point and a certain point in history we don't know anymore what's happening to nature, because we have totally destroy and rape nature and then transform further and further until we become machines. That itself, and machines, technology is a major tool of the capitalist expansion in this world. Yeah.
Did you want to move on?
Go ahead. Yes, and then two more response from Ali, and then we move on.
Okay. I don't know. I just believe that this whole thing, I can't even put into words of like a category of what it is. It's just very involved, and I just believe that there's a whole negative hidden agenda behind this whole thing. I think it's like almost impossible to cover in this class. Like, it's the main thing with me is just finding out what it's about, and that's what where I come in with all of my commentary about who runs Hollywood and what's the agenda in this, not necessarily looking at the the specifics of like for example the thing that we just like Avatar the movie, just like what is it exactly. But that's all I have to say.
Okay. Very good. I mean, you brought the discussion to a different dimension of it. The idea that who authors this, who produced this, who writes this script, and what purpose. And that's a very difficult question to deal with. It's a difficult, can't find really the answer, because from the point of view of us watching the movie itself, we interpret what we call it as it is, hermeneutically. We see the themes, we see the things. Wow, these are the themes that really resonates with what we're thinking about: colonization, destruction of culture. But if you look at outside of the production itself, outside of this artifact called movie itself, then we see the author. And the author is called Hollywood. And what is Hollywood? It symbolizes the production of culture in the whole context of the culture industry. See the word, I use the word culture industry. That's like oxymoron, right? Mm-hmm. How can culture be industrialized, and how there be a production of culture? But indeed, in the 1970s, 80s, the critics of the of culture say that this is an age in which everything has become a mechanical production. Art has become reproduced, and the age of mechanical reproduction is here. The writings of Marxists, the writing of neo-Marxist critiques, Walter Benjamin, for example, writings that emerge out of what we call the Frankfurt School of Social Research, talk about the entire thing about culture industry. the production of movies, music, artwork that grew out of the system of capitalist production. And what this does is that it feeds on people's needs. What do people want to? What are people's frustrations? What do people want to express? And how do I take this revolutionary need from the people, and take that and capitalize that and produce that in the form of movies, music? For example, why were the Beatles so revolutionary?